So who are you to be hired in that super job position? Or who are you to publish that book that you say so much you want to publish? And who's going to read it anyway? Or who are you to set up that business? And since when can you create your company and be successful? Or who am I to question you? Wait a minute. These are not questions that I'm asking you. These are things that probably you are already saying to yourself, aren't they? Now, if you are one of these people who, rather than questioning, you're condemning your goals, let me tell you something really important here. You're blocking your own goals and you're doing this on an autopilot. So if that is the case, it's better not to set any goals at all, because what comes next is a huge frustration. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain to you one of the strongest reasons why we do not achieve the goals we want. And something really important here, it has nothing to do with any external factor, and it has everything to do with you and your own mentality. So stay until the end, because I'm going to tell you something that is going to change the most important belief parameters that are blocking you today, or that have blocked you until now. And if you really want to achieve your goals, then make the most out of this information. Take notes. Remember as much as you can, because it's really, really powerful. And obviously subscribe to this channel, because I will continue giving you tips on how to program yourself for success. So let's get to our business here. I'll explain what's going on, but let's study a little bit of mental programming first. Now, all human beings operate under belief systems and neuronal circuits that are installed in our brain, which are constantly repeated and reinforced every time we think, we speak, or we feel one of them. Now, these systems are more or less predominant depending on the anchors that are created in our brain. So, I want to explain to you something that is called neurological levels, which is, by the way, one of the main contributions of NLP by Robert Dills. So let's take a look at these levels. The highest level of this belief system is called the spirituality, and it defines the maximum level you have regarding the universe and some supreme being and around your connection with the world. It is the parameter of belief that governs all of the other system, and is strongly associated with a life mission. Now, a strong spiritual belief is, for example, God wanted it or intended it this way. Now, the next level is identity, and is associated with the vision you have of yourself and defines what you think you should be doing based on who you are. And it's one of the strongest belief systems that directly affects the results you have in life. Now, identity plays one of the most determined roles when you want to change your job, when you want to take on new projects, and for any personal or professional goal that you set for yourself. Now, an example of a limiting belief related to identity is that job is not for a woman. Now, third level, values and beliefs. This system is associated with the motivation and the inspiration that we have towards something. Now, personal values are the most important thing for you, and they will affect the beliefs or the preconceptions you have towards others or towards certain situations. It is directly affected by the identity and the associations you have with it. So an example of values is, in life, the most important thing is family. The fourth level, skills and abilities. At this level, you're dealing with a belief system that gives you a personal perception of what you're capable of and what you're not, what you think or you know that you can't or you cannot achieve. It is directly affected by your personal values and beliefs, which in turn are affected by your identity. Now, if you identify yourself with the vision and you really project yourself into that vision, it is impossible not to believe that you cannot achieve it. But the opposite also occurs. If you do not believe in that vision, you will find all of the reasons why you cannot or you're not capable of achieving that goal. Now, an example of a limiting belief associated with skills and abilities is, I am a humanistic, I'm bad with numbers, business is not my thing. Now, the next level is the behavior. Now, this belief system is the first that is 100% externalized. That is, other people will also see it. Now, your behavior is your actions and is directly determined by your beliefs or the beliefs you have around your abilities and the skills. And then in turn, you know that is affected by your values and your identity. It's a pretty simple equation here. If you see yourself and feel clear about your vision, you're always inspired and you have you know you have the skills, you go for it. That's it. You don't even think about it. You dare, you throw yourself at it. Even if you make a mistake, you start over. You ask here, you ask there, you look for resources, you're in action. On the contrary, if you don't have a clear vision of yourself or you don't identify yourself with that vision, you don't feel inspired, you don't believe you can, and therefore you do things like procrastinating, backing down, changing your mind, don't daring, inaction. Now, the behavior reflects the true belief you have about your identity. And finally, the most external level of all is the environment. Now, this belief system is associated with the perception you have of what surrounds you, and it determines your reactions. And because it's the most external of all, it gives you a mirror effect. In other words, everything you create for yourself and from yourself, you will find outside of you in your environment. In psychology, this is called cognitive bias. So obviously, it is affected by your behavior, your abilities, your values, and of course, your identity. Now, a limiting example of an environment belief is, they will never hire me anywhere, or I lose everything I invest. So if you see it, identity is the strongest system that is going to determine your results. So the way you define yourself, the words you use, and the tone in which you say them reflect directly what you will achieve. That's it. So there you have it. What blocks your current goals is that gap that exists between what you say you want and how you identify with that vision. And as always, I'm not going to let you go without a tip to set yourself up for success. Observe how you really identify, or what you really identify with, without judgment, rather with a lot of honesty. And then observe the actions in your environment, because it's here around you is where you have an immediate reflection of what you have in your belief system. And it's going to give you exactly the information that you need to take the necessary actions that will lead you to success. Now apply this and let me know how it goes in the comments, or contact me directly, because I definitely want to know how it goes. And even better, see you in another video to continue programming you for success. So see you then.